Hi everyone, this is Shirley from Shirley's World, and I thought I'd just come on because I'm having the rest of my breakfast coffee. Here I am. Let me see here. Yeah, I'm having this isn't even my second cup yet, but it's my first. Hi, thanks for joining everyone. I thought since yesterday when I gave that last couple days when I was talking about that hint of how to get rid of fruit flies, I thought I should think up some of my other household things that now people may know about these, but you may catch one or two that you don't know about. I have 3 or 4 today, and I'll give a few every morning when I'm on, because usually in the morning I'm just rambling about things, and today would be not different than any other day. Usually I'm eating breakfast. Today I already ate. I had scrambled eggs and toast and coffee, of course, and I had to go buy a dozen eggs. First time in 2.5 years, because my chickens are molting and they're not laying. So I've run out of their eggs, and I had to eat store-bought eggs, which look so different. They're so light yellow, the yolks, instead of being that golden, orangey yellow that mine are. You know, the orangier and the darker they are, the more vitamins they have in them. So these probably aren't near as nourishing as far as that goes, but they tasted pretty good. So that was nothing, not as rich as mine, but I'm prejudiced. Yeah. Hi, who's here? Let me know who's here so I can say hi. This lighting is kind of harsh, but it's a bright, cloudy day out. It's still warm, which is good. And I have to go to a function later this afternoon and this evening with my daughter to be her photographer's helper. She's going to a big real estate fashion show type function that they've offered headshots for any of the realtors that want to get the new headshots. So that's what Michelle's doing, and I'm helping her out with, I don't know, just organization, which kind of scares me a little bit. Anyway, what's everybody doing today? I've already fed everybody, including me, so that's out of the way. And I think the rest of the day I may work on my hat that I'm crocheting. If anybody is a crocheter, they should come on and let me know, because I have questions. I just learned to crochet, and next time I'm on, I'll show you how my little hat is coming along. It seems to be shaping now pretty good. It's coming down the sides. I'm making hats for both my grandchildren for Christmas. So I've started very early in October, because heaven knows how long this is going to take me and how many times I have to rip out. So far, so good. So I thought I'd start with the trick of light bulbs. Did you ever have a light bulb? You screw it in, and then when it blows out, you can't get it out of the socket. And I used to actually, they were in so tight, I've broken a couple off, and then that's another whole problem. But I forget who told me this trick, but it works perfectly. So all you do when you put a new light bulb in is you just put a little Vaseline around the base and screw it in, and it'll never get stuck again. This works perfectly. So every time you put a new light bulb in any socket, just put a little Vaseline around the end here, just where the ridges are, not there, but, and it'll come out really easily. So that's my first hint of the day. You know, like a lot of people already know these, but there may be some of you out there that don't, so there you are. There's a tip. The second tip I just learned the last couple years. Say you're boiling spaghetti noodles or anything that's boiling away on your stove, and it starts to boil over and makes a big mess on your stove. I found out how to stop that. I have electric heat, so when I turn down the heat, it doesn't turn down the coils right away. It takes a while. So this could be boiling over. Of course, you take it off the burner, but this could be boiling over, and you can't just turn it down like a gas stove. But all you do is lay a wooden spoon across the top of the pan. And evidently, if it starts to come up with bubbles, you know, boiling over, the bubbles hit the wooden spoon and it breaks them up, and it'll never boil over. So that has been such a handy tip for me. I don't know. It works for me. It's very handy. It's right there in your drawer. Just put it on your pan as soon as you start cooking something that may boil over. Let's see. Stains. Stains on fabric that you just can't get out. I have found that if you make, this is mostly in the summer, spring, or fall. I don't, it probably works in the winter too, but not as good. You make a paste out of lemon juice, and it can just be from a, you know, one of those little real lemon things. A little bit of lemon juice and salt, enough to make a paste. And you put this paste on the stain, and you take it outside and you set it in the bright sun, right in the bright sunshine. And you just let it sit there. And within an hour, that stain is gone. It's like magic. Sun magic. The lemon bleaches it out, I guess, but it works really good. Doesn't work so good if you don't put it in the sun. You have to have the sun too. So that's how to get stains. I'm talking about not ink stains. I'm talking about like just you have a little brown stain or something on. I'm pointing to my age spot. Yeah, like an age spot, only on fabric. And you put it on that and set it in the sun, and it works. So that's how I do those type of stains. My last hint for today is about ants. Since I've already told you about how to trap fruit flies with the little fruit fly catcher that I made. This is about ants. You know, those little ants, they're sugar ants, actually. The tiny little ants you get on your kitchen cupboard, and they come from God knows where. But as soon as you put something sweet or drip some honey or whatever on your counter, all of a sudden they appear. I've had them there, and I've had them in the bathroom. I don't know why they're in the bathroom, but they come out in the bathroom too from under the molding. So this will work. You just have to be careful not to put it down. If you have pets, don't put this down on the floor where the pets can lick it up, because boric acid, or you can just use borax. Borax is not is poisonous to animals. Probably not one little lick, but it'll act like a it'll make them go to the bathroom way too much. So you don't want them to get in the borax. But like on the kitchen cupboard, you just take a little piece of paper or card or whatever, and you mix borax with like jam, any kind of jam, anything sweet. You can use honey, and you just set it out, and that attracts the ants. The ants eat that, and they take that borax, they take that back to their nests, and it kills the nest too. So it may take a little bit. I mean, these are non-chemical things, but it works. And if you can stand the ants for a little bit, because there will be a trail of ants coming to the little spot of sweetness. Another thing, ants leave a trail. They leave a scented trail that only they can see and smell. So you should clean off your kitchen cupboards really well and get rid of those trails, because they're going to lead those ants to food, with vinegar, like half and half, vinegar and water. Vinegar is good for everything. I use it to clean anyway, but you just put it in a spray bottle and use it. Instead of buying the Windex with the vinegar in it, just make up some vinegar and water spray. It works good enough, and you can even add a couple drops of scent to it if you want, like lemon or whatever, and makes a great cleaner. I use vinegar for everything. So those are my hints. Now we know how to get rid of little sugar ants and fruit flies. I don't have any ants right now, thank goodness, but my fruit flies are just about gone. I just had a couple this morning in my fruit fly catcher, and those are probably ones that had hatched. Hi, Nature Girl. Thanks for coming in and joining me. Yeah, I was talking about a few household hints. Let me know if you didn't hear them. One is the light bulb trick. 2 is the spoon over boiling water so it doesn't boil over when you're cooking spaghetti or noodles or whatever, the things that boil over. The lemon and paste, lemon and salt paste that you put on stains and then set in the sun. And now about the little sugar ants, how to get rid of them. So if you want me to repeat any of those, I will. The sugar ants is just a mixture of something sweet and borax. You just make, yes, the ant thing is you clean off your cupboards with vinegar, because little ants leave a trail, a scented trail that they can follow to the food. So you just use vinegar and water, 50-50, and spray off your counters or wherever you have ants. But I use vinegar and water for everything. So this gets rid of that scented trail that the ants have left. And then you put out, you can put it on a little piece of paper, a little card or whatever. Make a paste or make a little mixture of boric acid, and jam or honey, anything sweet, and you just set it out on the counter. Now, if you have them on the floor, don't put this down on the floor if you have pets, because boric acid is not good for pets. It's poison, or it's not good. It'll make them go to the bathroom too much, because it is a laxative. So you don't want them eating that. And also, you want the ants to eat this and take it back, or take it back to the nest, and it'll kill the nest eventually. Now, it's not going to be a zap, zap kill, because, you could spray your counters with ant killer and Raid, but you don't want to do that. So these are non-chemical, non-toxic things. My other hint was you have a light bulb. I used to have light bulbs that I couldn't get out of the socket when they blew out. All you do is when you put a new light bulb in, you just grease up the ridges here with Vaseline. And you screw it in, and it will always come out easily. And that saved me a lot of broken light bulbs. And the other thing is the wooden spoon on top of anything that's going to, you think may boil over. It keeps them, this really works. It keeps it from boiling over, because I've had things come all the way up to the top, and I ran for the spoon and put the spoon on, and it goes right back down again. It breaks up the bubbles when it hits the bubbles hit the spoon. And you just lay this across your pan. It's all easy. And what was the other one? The lemon, you make a paste of lemon, which can just be from that real lemon little container. A few drops of lemon, and mix it with salt, enough to make a paste. And this is for stains like older stains that you can't get out, little brown stains, or ones like this. No bigger, probably no bigger than this. And I'm not talking about ink stains or that type of stains that you have to use something else for, but those irritating stains that you just have had on a garment for a while. So if the garment is washed, like here, like my age spots. Yes, I've seen that, if it's broken. I know. I think I used a potato one time when I had a broken light bulb in there. But because of the Vaseline, I never have those anymore. So you put the lemon and salt paste on the garment, on the spot, and then you take it outside in the sun, and it should be warm sun, so it should be like the spring, summer, or fall. Yeah. You take it out and you set it in the sun for an hour or so, whatever. Sometimes it takes a little longer, sometimes a little less. And it takes the stain out. The lemon and the salt bleach it out, bleach the stain out. So it works really well. I've done it many times. And those were my hints for today. So, yeah, I thought as long as I'm the oldest lady on Periscope, and I have a lot of household hints, maybe a lot of people. Yes, what's your question, Nature Girl? I have a lot of old-time hints too that I'll try to put them on them. I do not knit. Well, I do knit. I know how to knit. I'm learning to crochet. I think it's much harder. Maybe it's because I'm learning so late. I'm hunting for somebody that knows how to crochet, because I have questions too. But I do know how to knit. I've knit things since I was a teenager. I've made big sweaters, and I haven't knit recently because I'm trying to learn to crochet. I'm making a hat for my grandchildren each. They're 7 and 9 now, and the little girl's head is 21 inches, so mine's only 22. And so her head is almost, as big as mine. So I'm so hoping this will fit her after I make it. And his head is a little smaller, of course, but I have to figure out. I think I can just use a smaller hook to make this same pattern smaller. That's what I'm hoping anyway. Because so far my hat is going pretty well. I'll show it I'll show it next time I'm on. Go follow Sue Stokes. Okay, I will. I'll look her up. Yeah, we need more ladies scoping. You know, yesterday when I just rambled on forever about things, I got off and I wrote to my sister. I felt like I was doing a therapy session. It was good for me. Yeah, it was good for me just to talk because, of course, I'm here by myself and I don't have anybody but my animals to talk to, which I do, believe me. But you didn't read your comments. This time, you mean? A lot of times if I'm doing something, now I should see all of them right now. I've seen all of them, I think, that I'm getting. Sometimes when I'm doing things, yesterday, in the yard, maybe not because I was walking around doing things. What was the question? Do you remember? Or the comment? Yeah, I was walking all around looking at see if I had any frost damage, but I didn't yet, so that's good. I don't think I had a frost. Oh, you were talking to me? Oh, shoot. No, I didn't see that. I'm sorry. Yeah, it's like I can't do, you're supposed to be able to do 3 things at once. I don't seem to be able to do that anymore. I have trouble doing 2 things at once, as you see. That's the dogs will be barking in a minute because that's my they're checking my electric meter outside on my garage, and the dogs think somebody's coming to see them. Of course, I crochet but want to learn to knit. Okay, yeah, there's all kinds of books. And go on YouTube. That's where I'm learning to crochet. Oh my. Spirit, Spirit, Spirit. Come here. Come here. They're not coming to see you. Oh dear. Spirit has taught Dexter how to howl too. He never howled before. But sometimes when I'm outside and she can't see me, she howls. And Dexter comes right over to the door and starts howling too. Now, he never did that before. And so she's taught him how to howl. Dropping stitches and trying to get them back is impossible. Dropping stitches while you're knitting they're much harder. You can lose them much easier than when crocheting, I found out. It's hard to drop a stitch and lose it when you're crocheting, but knitting, those stitches get away from you, and that's why. Oh, it's easy for you. See, it's hard for me because I'm just learning, I suppose. But yeah, I think it's easier in that respect. It is easy to lose a stitch when you're knitting. You have to really keep them on your needles, and because if you drop one, it can disappear fast, and then you have to weave it back with the crochet hook. If you can find it, you weave it back, to where you need it to be. But yeah, you use a crochet hook to get it. But what are you knitting? What are you knitting? I have to show you my little hat. I'm gonna take this in here and show you my little hat I'm making. This is my first attempt at a real project. I've practiced and practiced on, I've made probably 8 washcloths and I've made all kinds of, let me show you. This is what I practiced on for, I'll spread them out here. I've made little coasters. They're cute. They're cute, but, I think I'm past the stage. I can go on and make, I wanted to make an actual thing, you know. So let me show you these. See these little coasters? That's what I practiced the crocheting in the round on. So I like this one because it's kind of lacy. Yeah, so I practiced, that's like the crown of the hat would be. So I am now making my granddaughter a hat, and it's starting to look like an actual hat. It's just one of those beanie hats. If I can get this around. The sides are coming down nicely, and I need a couple more inches. And then I'm going to, her coat is the background is a real light pink, and then it has this charcoal. This is charcoal. It isn't black. It's actually charcoal. It has charcoal designs all over it. So I couldn't find a real pale pink for the hat, so it was too baby pink looking. So I decided to make it in this charcoal gray, and then I'm going to make little flowers like to the side, you know, like they show those hats with the flowers on the side. So that'll be